You've probably heard about the importance of strengthening your pelvic floor, but just like all muscles in our body, we need to be able to relax the muscles of the pelvic floor as well. And for many women, a tight pelvic floor is actually the reason for many of the issues they're experiencing. It's what's called a hypertonic pelvic floor, and it can cause back pain, pelvic pain, urgency to go to the toilet, and a whole range of other things. So in today's video, we're focusing on relaxing and releasing the pelvic floor and the muscles around there, such as your hips, your inner thighs, and your piriformis. I'm Casey, a mum of 2 little boys and a yoga teacher focused on women's health. I'm grateful you're here today. All you need for class is a mat, and if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything you'd like to see more of in the future. So today's class is just a quick and simple 10-minute class, and all the stretches that we're going to do will be performed lying down on your mat. So we're going to begin in a nice beautiful child's pose, just coming over onto your hands and knees, bringing your big toes to touch, your knees wide, and you're going to sink your hips back towards your heels, and then just stretching, lengthening your arms forwards and placing your forehead down on your mat. So you'll feel 2 opposing forces here, the grounding back and down of your hips, and then the lengthening and stretching forwards of your arms, your spine. And just taking a moment to allow your body to relax onto your mat, into the stretch. It's okay if your hips are a little bit higher up like this. Just work on that motion of them coming down, but it doesn't matter whereabouts they are. I'm just taking some long, deep breaths here. And then we're just going to walk our fingertips a little bit further forwards. Keep your hips where they are. And as you walk your fingertips forwards, just finding a little bit more length and space in your spine. And then we're just going to make our way out of child's pose. Come to lie down on your back, and we're going to take a half happy baby from here. So from here, you're just going to bring your right foot up into the air and grab the outer edge of your right foot. So your knee is coming outwards and down towards the ground, and the sole of your foot is facing up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. And then as you come into the stretch, you'll start to feel it. You'll feel it around the back of your leg, your inner thigh, the outer edge of your hip. Now this can feel pretty intense, so if you're thinking, oh, this doesn't feel good, it's too much, you'll just want to grab a different part of your leg. So you can grab the back of your thigh, or you can grab the back of your ankle, the back of your calf, whatever feels good for you really. And then as we hold it here for a few breaths, just see if you can relax through your shoulders, ground them into your mat. And then most importantly for today's class, we're going to bring awareness to your pelvic floor area, your core, your abdominal area, and just make sure that you're not clenching, you're not tightening all of those muscles, but you're able to breathe very deeply and just allow those muscles to soften for this moment. And either you can keep your left leg bent, like I'm doing, or if you find you want a little bit more, you can stretch your leg out, but that will intensify it, so just be mindful of that. And we'll take a few more breaths. And then just gently release that leg, and we're going to do the same on your other leg. So grabbing your foot or the back of the leg, whatever feels good for you, drawing your knee down and outwards. Remember, shoulders relaxed, core relaxed, pelvic floor relaxed, deep breaths. Few more breaths here. And gently release, and we're just going to sway our legs a few times from side to side just to release out of that a little bit. And then we're going to do that same pose, but we'll do a full happy baby, so both legs are coming up at the same time. So grabbing both feet or the backs of both of your legs, and what you want to think about here is your tailbone grounding down towards your yoga mat. So if you're finding that your hips are up like this, that's a good indication that you just want to grab a different part of your legs so that you can keep your spine, the whole of your spine and your shoulders grounded onto the mat. And then once again, just seeing if you can relax the pelvic floor and the core. Deep breaths. Few more breaths here. And then just gently release out of that pose. Bring your feet down onto your mat. We're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana. So just bringing the soles of your feet together, and you're just going to let your knees drop out to the sides. Now you should start to feel this through your inner thighs. It's quite a strong stretch, I find. And if you find it's too much for you, maybe your legs are shaking, you can just ease off it a little bit. Or what I like to do is to just make fists with my hands and to just prop the fist under my thigh, under the back of my leg, so that it gives you a little bit of support. Otherwise, you can bring your hands to your lower belly. And just taking some deep breaths into this stretch. A few more breaths here. And then slowly just bringing your legs back up. Let's take those little swaying movements again. And now we're going to come into sort of like a reclining half pigeon. Gets into the same area. So just bringing your right foot up and just resting your ankle above your knee, and then you're going to take your right arm, thread it through the gap between your legs and interlace your fingers behind the left leg, and from there just draw your legs in towards you, and you'll begin to feel the stretch through this outer part of your hip into your glute muscles, shoulders relaxed, core relaxed. Just taking your attention into your hips, into the area where you feel that stretch. If you wanted a little bit more of a stretch, you can interlace your fingers around the front of the leg. Otherwise, just keep it where it is, just an option. And we're just going to release out of that and switch over to the other side. So same again, drawing your legs in towards you now. But just be mindful that you're not kind of like struggling and straining and drawing your legs in so much that you're stressing your body out. You want to be able to find the sweet spot in the stretch where You can feel it intensely, you know it's working, you know it's doing something, but you can breathe, you can be mindful, you can be present, you can be at ease. You might even find it comfortable for you to just pop a cushion or a pillow under your head here. Not necessary, but it can be very helpful for some people. And we'll just take a few more breaths. And then just gently releasing out of that stretch, rolling over onto your side, bringing yourself up to seated. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's just a really quick routine that you can do when you feel that you need to stretch and open out the bottom half of your body. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next video.